Welcome to the fifth module of the Binance African Newbie course. Steven is Steven, your anchor for the entirety of this course. And in this module, we'll be talking about P2P trading, the Binance P2P trading. Okay. So remember, in the last module, I showed you, the Binance platform. So in this module, I'm going to be showing, the P2P side of things. Remember, I made a promise I'm going to give you a walkthrough of how to trade crypto in Binance P2P, and that is what we're going to be doing in this section. So what is peer-to-peer trading? Peer-to-peer trading is basically trading, with fellow traders, fellow crypto users, without having, any need for a central body to do that for you. What's the difference between, the traditional exchange and the P2P marketplace? So with traditional exchanges, companies actually help you, trade cryptocurrencies. Okay. But in a P2P marketplace, you actually, buy and sell cryptocurrencies with fellow people like you, fellow users like you. So, and mostly in the traditional exchanges, you only get to buy, say the bank transfer on the card, but then in a P2P marketplace, there are a lot of payment methods available. If so, let's say I want to buy Bitcoin, people can on the Binance P2P platform, you can actually buy Bitcoin, offline. Okay, you can actually get to arrange a meeting with the person and pay for the Bitcoin with cash or something. So now with traditional exchanges, you have a thing with fees, high fees. Whereas with the P2P marketplace, it's just you buying and selling cryptocurrencies with people like you. So the only thing there is the rate. So whatever rate you guys agree on, a deal is basically supposed to be done at that price, okay, without any middleman fees or some or stuff of that nature. So we also have a thing with price. So when you have traditional exchanges, when you're actually buying crypto or selling crypto via a traditional exchange, the price actually fixed, okay? But with P2P marketplace, price is very flexible, it's fluid. So the markets make the choice of what the price, is going to be based on supply and demand. With traditional exchange, transacting with traditional exchange, there's no privacy, there's lots of privacy. But as with P2P, there's moderate privacy. With regards to fiat currencies, traditional exchange, there could be limitations with the fiat currencies you could use, just like there are limitations in the payment options that you can use. But in a P2P, platform, is unlimited. Okay, as far as there's someone that is willing to accept that fiat currency, a deal can be done. So let's introduce Binance P2P platform. Now, Binance P2P is actually the number one crypto P2P marketplace in the world. So Binance has been offering this free, P2P trading marketplace. Just come, create an account, verify it, and then, get to trade with, traders like you and users like you. And that's pretty much it. We don't take any fees. So now, why do you choose Binance P2P to trade, crypto P2P? Because of the liquidity. We have more than 15,000 verified merchants, and then we'll have way more than 50% of the total market share in the P2P marketplace. More than 20,000 daily transactions are being completed on the Binance P2P platform. So as you can see, people are actually choosing us for a reason, and so should you. All right. So also because we have various cryptocurrencies that you can trade via P2P, not just the stable coins. And also we support over 300 payment methods. So we also have 80 plus fiat currencies available. And most importantly, which is the favorite part, zero fees. Now, what is our mission? Our mission obviously is to make crypto P2P cheaper, okay, by taking zero taker fees and having the lowest maker fees, and to also offer the best prices in the market, because the more people are in the market, the more stable the price is going to be, when compared to less people on a P2P, a free market like a P2P market, the price is going to be volatile. Okay, since we have more people on our Binance P2P platform, it actually stabilizes price a bit and actually gives price competition. There are a lot of people actually competing for price, so you can actually get it at a far better price than you would in another P2P platform with lesser people there. We also offer, faster transactions and shorter display appealing time. Okay. Yes, in any case of, problems, in business and doing business with each other, we have, the customer service to step in to, moderate everything fast. Okay. So very, very important. So for the most part, your transactions here, it takes me to the next one, are actually safer because we have advanced, risk management and optimized safety stability, system stability. Rather. This is how we keep, Binance P2P safe. Okay. So we have the escrow service. This is how we do it. When a buyer places an order to buy crypto, you know, the seller's crypto is transferred automatically to an escrow system. So when I place an order to buy one Bitcoin from someone, Binance actually puts that one Bitcoin in an escrow system. So now the buyer goes ahead and pays the seller, via the method that has been agreed, and the seller confirms the money, and then the escrow system releases, that crypto to the buyer. I place an order. Actually, the crypto is actually placed on the escrow system, so it actually ensures that the seller actually has the crypto. It's actually there, so that I'm not just, placing a void order. So, and I go ahead and make the payment, okay, and then the seller confirms it, okay, because we're also, watching the interest of both the buyer and the seller. And when the seller confirms the transaction, that he or she has received the money, the cryptocurrency is, sent to the buyer. Okay, so that's basically how the Binance P2P system works. Very, very simple. So now let's talk about the various use cases of the Binance P2P, platform. So there are a lot of things you can actually use the Binance P2P for. Okay, yes, we know it as a place to buy and sell, cryptocurrencies. But if you know your way around, if you know what you're doing, you can actually, leverage it to more things, for yourself. Okay. So one of the most common, use cases of Binance P2P is as a fiat gateway. What does a fiat gateway mean? A fiat gateway means a way of converting your fiat currency to cryptocurrency. So if you have, let's say, NGN in your bank account and you want to buy cryptocurrency with that, you want to basically convert it to crypto like BTC, you can actually do that via, Binance P2P. It's actually, a preferred, cash out, method for miners and institutional traders. Okay. So another thing is actually, the business route. Okay. So we have merchants who are actually, running a full business on Binance P2P. Yes, we have a lot of merchants who are actually, in fact, as I may imply, they are merchants, so they're basically running a business. So they're actually earning profits, okay, by helping people, buy and sell cryptocurrencies. You can actually use it as a method of sending payments to people, okay, and that's basically, there are a lot of other things you can do with Binance P2P if you can find your way around it, but these are the three main use cases we've seen a lot of people use that for. So now, how to use, the Binance P2P? There's a very low barrier to entry when using the Binance P2P. So before you trade, register on the Binance account on the Binance platform. So register for the Binance account, which I believe you have done by now. Complete KYC, which I believe you have done by now because we have treated that in the first module of this course. Enable SMS authentication, which we have also treated. So remember, this course is organized in a way to help you, do the right things at the right time. So I believe by now, getting to this point, you should have done all these things. So the next thing you need to do is to add a payment method. And here is actually how you, add a payment method to your Binance. Okay. You go over to your dashboard. So you access your dashboard by clicking this, hovering towards this profile icon. You can see your dashboard here. When you get there, you can actually see the payments tab of things. So you can see your payments where you can actually, enable your payment methods. So you add whatever payment methods you want to use in buying or selling cryptocurrencies, be it your bank account, your Skrill or whatever. Okay. So you add that's basically how you add that. All right, let's get back to the slide. So now this is basically, a rundown of how you do it on the app. You can see you access your profile, which you can see here. So you can see where it says the payment methods. Okay, so you click the payments, which is the last, option here, and then it's going to, show you P2P payments method. Okay, if you have not added, it's going to say not added, so you can go ahead and add that. So you click that, and then you can add your P2P payment method. Okay, and please make sure to enable notification, enable two-factor authentication, and then complete your KYC. Very, very important. So now let's talk about the major things you need to consider before choosing an offer. So on the Binance P2P platform, remember there are a lot of merchants, a lot of deals. Sometimes it can get overwhelming with the lot of deals that you can find on the Binance P2P platform when buying or selling. But here are the 7 things you should consider. So you can consider the merchant's nickname. Okay, check if they actually have like this verified icon close to their name. So that actually means they're a verified merchant. Although you can trade with anybody you want to, but we have found out that most people like choosing verified merchants, which is okay. So we also have the price. Okay, most evidently you need to choose the price. So the system automatically ranks it based on price. So if you're buying, it's ranked it from the lowest price to the highest price. So the person at the top basically means the best price. And if you're selling, it's going to, arrange it the other way, and that's the highest price because we expect it to buy low and sell high. So that's basically the system automatically arranges into price. So for the most part, you're not going to have much problems with this. You just basically slow down, in the order. So you also check the quantity. Some merchants and some sellers that you're buying, they have some quantity conditions. Okay, so someone might choose to offer you a cheaper price if you're buying a certain quantity. So that's why you need to actually impute the quantity you're buying. So you can do that by clicking this filter. You can see this filter. Look at where I'm hovering my mouse. So you can see the filter icon. Click it, and then there'll be a space for you to impute the quantity of crypto you want to buy or sell, so that the system can help you organize orders according to the best offers. Okay. So we also have, the limit. Some people have limits. It's also part of the quantity thing we just talked about. So you can also check, the trades. Okay. So the more trades they have completed actually means they have more experience. Okay. So some people should like going for, merchants or users with more trades than others. So if this is a thing for you, fine. Okay. So we also have the completion rate, which is another important thing. So usually, completion rate of 90% or above or 80% above is actually good. Okay. So completion rate means how many times a merchant or user, has actually gotten to complete, orders. Okay. So it actually takes the factor, their cancellations and all that within, their failed orders within that period. So if someone is having a high completion, like upwards of 80, upwards of 90, it actually means, they actually, processing trades, very, very well. And the most important thing to check is the payment method. So if you're buying, you want to choose merchants or users who actually accept, payment in the method you want to pay with. And if you're selling, you want to choose, sellers who are actually, willing to pay you in the payment method you are willing to accept. Okay. So that's basically the 7 things you should consider when choosing an offer. So now let's talk about, how to choose an offer versus advertiser profile. Here on the ad page, so let's say uh, you click on a particular seller as if you're buying. So now when you get to the profile, it's going to show you more details about that advertising, okay, or the seller as the case may be. So you're also going to see in full the trades and the completion rates, which we've talked about. And now, another important thing to check is the average time they take to pay or release. Okay, some people might say it takes me 1 hour. Some people might say it takes me 10 minutes, it takes me 15 minutes. Okay, so the lower it takes for someone, this could be because they are busy or they have many orders. So you actually know how long you're willing to wait on an order. So if someone is saying, it takes them 1 hour to release, to complete an offer, then and you can actually wait for that 1 hour, then there's no reason to go with that. Is to choose, you have to choose someone who has a lesser, fulfillment time, okay, so that you can actually do your deal fast and go over and do another thing. Okay, so you also have to check the positive and the negative feedback. Okay, so Binance P2P also has a feedback system. So when you complete an order, you have an option to, give whoever you dealt with, a feedback, be it negative or positive. So now let's talk about how you can actually buy, Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency to Binance P2P platform. So on your Binance app, you're mostly going to see your P2P trading, you know, on your homepage. No need to look for it or something. You're just going to see it there. Okay. So you can go ahead and choose that option. So you can go ahead and select, P2P trading on the app homepage, and then it's going to take you to the Binance P2P page. So remember how I just taught you how to choose another and everything. So you go through the to the various ads and you choose your order. Okay, you choose seller. Remember, I also showed you things you should check on this page. Okay, so check the payments window, how long it takes the merchant or the user to complete orders, and other things like the payment methods. So you also input the amount you want to transact. Okay, and then you actually click buy with zero fee to place an order. Next, you need to go over and make the payment. Okay, so over here you can see the amount you're going to send to the seller. Please, some sellers might come over to you saying, you need to pay this, you need to pay that. Minus charges no fee. Okay, so the amount you're paying is the amount shown here. Okay, so if for any reason the seller doesn't accept that, can go ahead and cancel the order. The amount, that's why we show you everything here. We show you the amount, we show you the price, we show you the quantity you're buying, so that nobody has any issues. You just follow this. Okay, so they too must have agreed on that rate for it to be appearing here. Okay, so please note that. So what you need to go is to go over and make the payment. So you see the seller's payment options. You go ahead and make the payments. After making the payments, you notify the seller. So make sure you have made the payments. What you're going to do is to press transfer, notify seller, and the system is going to notify the seller that, oh, your buyer has actually made the payment, confirm the payment, and then release the crypto. Okay. So if the seller goes ahead and confirms the payment, you're actually going to receive your crypto. They're going to go ahead and release your crypto, and it's actually going to come into your funding wallet. Remember, we talked about funding wallet in the last module. So your P2P, your P2P cryptocurrencies are going to be in your funding wallet, not your spot wallet. And this is what I mean. In your wallet, you are going to actually see your P2P and your funding wallet. Okay. So remember, you organize your wallets here in Binance so that you don't actually get to one for one. So your P2P transactions, your Binance P transactions are going to reflect, your balances are going to reflect in your funding wallet. So don't go and start looking for it in your fiat or your spot wallet. So basically, when you find it, then the deal is complete. You can go ahead and give your seller a feedback if you want, whether a positive or negative feedback. You can give your honest feedback for other buyers to also see how good or bad this seller is. And that's basically how you trade on Binance P2P. I believe you've learned a lot in this module. I'm going to see you in the next one, guys. Cheers.